seen how we can go for the frequency distribution for the nominal, ordinal, and the scale data, right? Today, we'll go a step ahead and I'll talk about the normality and the reliability concept, right? So the pedagogy will be same. I'll discuss conceptual aspect first, and then using the SPSS, we'll see how we can perform these things. Is it fine? Clear to all?
Yes.
Fine. So I'll just share my screen. Give me a second. Okay, I have shared my screen. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Fine.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. So moving ahead, agenda of the day is I'll talk about the meaning of reliability. We'll see various methods, types of reliability. Along with that, the concept of normality and the methods to check the normality of the data, right? Starting with the first concept, that is reliability. So I'll say this thing. I think in our day-to-day life, we are generally using the particular person or so and so is the reliable or not, right? I think it is very relatable when I talk about the real world, right? And when we talk about in terms of research, so reliability is related to the instrument or the tool, right? Or you can also call it as a scale. So reliability is related with the scale, instrument, or tool. That means whatever tool or instrument we are using to collect the data, we need to check whether that is reliable or not, right? So now we will understand the concept of reliability in terms of instrument or the scale, right? So the first thing is, what is reliability? Reliability is a measure of consistency, right? Consistency meaning is what? Whether the scale, whether the questionnaire, whether the instrument which we are using to collect the data is consistent over a period of time or not. Meaning is that it is returning me the same results again and again when I'm using the scale or questionnaire on the different set of people, right? So if results are consistent or I'm getting the same kind of results, I can say my scale, my questionnaire is consistent or it is reliable one. Is it clear? Meaning is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Next concept is we will talk about when you need to go for the reliability checking. So usually when we are having the Likert scale data, that is the usually 5-point Likert scale, 7, 9, 11, something like that. It is known as Likert scale. Options like when we are saying or when we want to measure the satisfaction of the pupil, we are asking whether, suppose we are giving a statement that the services provided by so and so organization are good, and then I'm asking, are you agreeing with this statement or not? So that way you can say 5-point I'm giving strongly agree, neutral, disagree, strongly disagree. That is 5-pointer. It can be 7-pointer, 9-pointer, 11-pointer also, depending upon how much differentiation we can explain to the people, or maybe the people can understand between the options we are providing. That way you can decide upon how or what type of 5-pointer, 7-pointer Likert scale you people are using, right? So if most of the time when your scale is the Likert scale or the questions are based on the Likert scale, for such kind of scales, we need to test the reliability. Other than that, even for the non-Likert scale questions also, we can go for checking the reliability, right? So in all or in conclusion, I can say whether I'm having a Likert scale questions or non-Likert scale questions, in both the cases, I can go for checking the reliability of the scale. Next comes where this reliability concepts comes and where we need to go for checking of the reliability, right? So where meaning is that either you are using any existing scale, right? Existing scale meaning is, I think we are the academician and we are doing research, so we know this thing. Sometimes we are taking already available questionnaire, right? That is a scale, right? So if already available, if a questionnaire is already available, any other person has used and it is tested by so and so person, so if you are feeling that that questionnaire is useful in your study also, so maybe you can use the existing scale of other persons, right? So in that case also you need to check the reliability, right? Because quite obvious, the person who or so ever is developed that particular skill has developed in maybe some different what I can say the region, right? Time period. So these things are generally giving us a clue. We need to again test the reliability of the skill. So that is why if you are using the existing skill, in that case also you need to check the reliability. And it is very obvious when you are making your own skill, you are making your own questionnaire. In that case also we need to check the reliability. So in all, we can say whether the skill is existing or you are creating or you are making your or you are developing your own skill. In both the cases, you always should go for the reliability testing, right? Next comes how to measure reliability. So the answer is very simple. We are having methods available. Using those methods, we can check the reliability of the skill. So that way, this is, I think I found this is a way to explain you people the meaning of reliability, right? So with this, I think I can proceed now to the next slide. I hope till here I am clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now coming to the types of reliability. Broadly, I can say reliability can be classified into the two parts: stability reliability and the internal consistency reliability. Stability reliability meaning is what I want to or I'm interested to check whether my skill is stable with a particular or maybe a particular period of time or not. So that means I am more into checking whether my skill is reliable in terms to the time period or not. It is stability I'm checking, right? Second kind of the reliability is internal consistency reliability. So internal consistency reliability meaning is what? Whatever the number of questions or items I'm taking on my scale or in my questionnaire, I need to check whether those statements, whether those questions are internally related with each other or not, whether they are internally consistent to each other or not. So that way you can say these are the two broad classifications of reliability: stability and the internal consistency reliability. Then further, there are methods using that we can check the reliability of the skill. So there are four methods named as test retest reliability, parallel form reliability, split half reliability, and internal consistency reliability. So out of these four, first two, that is test retest and the parallel form, these two reliability we can use to check the stability of the scale, right? Remaining two are split half and internal consistency. These two will help you to understand the internal consistency of the scale, right? So one by one, we will understand all four mentioned in the slides. So I'll start with the first one, that is test retest reliability. In my previous sessions also, when I have delivered the session on test retest reliability or on the reliability and normality concepts, I'm using same slides, right? I have told previously also that conceptually, theoretically, the meaning is available in the books, but using this information, I try to make or develop a diagram. So I'll explain you the meaning of test retest reliability using this diagram. I think this is the way. Maybe this can help you to understand this type of reliability or method of reliability in a easier manner, right? So you can see here. Give me a second. I need to shift this tab here. Yeah, right. Now you can see here. Here I am having a test. Meaning of test is that you will be having a scale or questionnaire, right? This is the first box which is telling you I'm having a test, I'm having a scale, I'm having a questionnaire, right? Now you can see the circles are telling you I am conducting the test or the scale, or I'm circulating my scale 2 times, right? That means suppose presently I am giving my scale to the some group of people. Suppose there are 100 people, I'm providing my scale to those people and collecting their responses, their scores, right? Now, after a period of time gap, that is approximate 6 months, 3 to 6 months something, you can take a gap And again, to the same people, you can again circulate the same scale and request them to provide their responses, right? So that means we will be having the scores or the responses of the same group of people two times. There will be a time gap, right? Time gap will be around approximate from 3 to 6 months, right? Then whatever scores we are getting, whatever responses we are getting, we will try to find the coefficient of correlation between them. If the correlation value comes as zero point 0.7 and above it, we can say this thing that our scale is the reliable scale as per the test retest reliability method. I hope it is clear.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can you once again clear the threshold of the scale, ma'am? Point
It's zero point 0.7, usually 0.7. So in
point
some books,
seven.
people can point 0.6 also. Up to
Point
you. Maybe it can start from 0.6, but below 0.6 is not acceptable. We will see in the upcoming slides also, right?
oh, okay, ma'am.
Moving to the next concept, that is parallel forms reliability. So again, I have developed a diagram with the help of the theoretical background of this reliability method. So I'll explain you again with the help of this diagram. This says I'm having a test. Again, test meaning is scale or questionnaire or your instrument, right? One in the same thing here in terms of research, right? I'm having that. Now, what I'll do before giving this to the respondents, initially I will divide my test or questionnaire into the two parts, right? Suppose I'm having 30 questions in my questionnaire. So first 15 I'm putting in the first part, next 15 I'm putting in the second part, or maybe all the even number of questions I'm putting in the first part, all the odd number questions I'm putting in the second part. Up to us which way we want to classify our questions, right? Then we will give the part one to the some group of people, some respondents, right? Suppose 100 in number, right? We will collect their scores, we will collect their responses. Then after a little time gap, that is the less means the time span will be very short, maybe 1 month or two something, and then we will give the second part to the same group of people, right? And we will collect their scores. And in this collection of this process, after collection of this course, you need to again find the coefficient of correlation. If that correlation comes again 0.7 and above, you can say your scale is reliable scale as per the parallel form reliability. So main thing you can see here, initially you need to divide your questionnaire into the two parts, right? One part will consist some number of questions, other part will consist other number of questions, and then you will circulate your questionnaire to the same group of people, but there will be a short time period gap, right? And that way you will collect their scores, you will try to find the coefficient of correlation, and then from the standard or the threshold value, you can compare on the value of correlation which you have obtained, and then you can ascertain or declare whether the scale is reliable scale or not as per this method. So this was the second method of testing the reliability of your scale. I hope I'm clear on this.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Moving to, yeah, thank you. Moving to the third one, that is split half reliability. So in split half reliability, again, I'll take my diagram, right? Here you can see, in this case, maybe I have kept here the test at the bottom. You can see here, from the bottom, I'm reading the diagram. I'm having a test, right? I'm having a questionnaire. I'm having a scale available with me, right? At the same period of time, to the two different groups, I'll provide my scale. Suppose I'm having the 100 people. I have divided them in the two groups. One group is of the first 50 people, other group is of the next 50 people, right? And at the same time, people will be seated at some other places, and you are giving your scale to them, and you will request them to provide their responses, right? So at the same time period, to this different group of people, you are providing your scale or questionnaire to them and requesting them to provide their responses, right? Now you will collect their scores, right? And then you will get the value of coefficient of correlation. Again, you can see group of respondent are divided into the two groups, but this time you're not dividing your questionnaire, right? So two groups are providing you two series of scores, means series of scores will be available to you for both the group of respondents, you will find the coefficient of correlation between them. And if this value comes again greater than 0.7 and above, you will declare your scale is a reliable scale as per the split half reliability. So this way, this is the third method of testing the reliability of the scale. I hope I'm clear to the third point. Shall we
Yes,
go
ma'am.
for the, yeah, thank you, ma'am. We are going for the last one, which is very important, and usually we are using this skill, this type of this method presently in the present scenarios, right? So internal consistency meaning is that you want to see the degree of homogeneity of the items, right? Homogeneity of the items meaning is what? Similarity, right? Meaning is that suppose I am having some number of questions on my scale, right? I need to check this thing if your items are very strongly correlated to each other. That means you are getting the correlation value very high between two statements. You have got the responses of from the respondents. Suppose there are two statements and you are getting the coefficient of correlation very high. That means what you will say, your scale or your items are internally consistent. But here there will be problem also, so that I'll discuss in the upcoming slides, right? The meaning is that if you're talking about the internal consistency, you're talking about the homogeneity or similarity in the items, right? So using the internal consistency measure, we can check whether the homogeneity or degree of similarity is up to what extent among the items which you have taken on your scale, right? So is a concept or it is a method which tries us to tell this thing up to what extent a test or a scale is internally consistent, right? For example, uh, if I will talk about this internal consistency, so I think many of you are knowing in research domain, generally we are dealing with the very different types of phenomena, right? We can say various kind of constructs, right, which we are trying to measure. Suppose motivation is one construct, or maybe motivation is one phenomena, right? Even we know this thing, it is like we cannot measure the motivation level of a person. Only we can talk to a person, and that way we can understand that person is very highly motivated or person's motivation level is low or something like that, we can comment, right? But when it comes to research, and if one of your variables is motivation, right, so question comes how you can measure it. For example, to measuring a motivation of a person, we have developed a scale, that is a questionnaire. We have put certain number of items on a scale to understand the motivation level of a person, right? Suppose I'm having 10 items which can help me to understand the level of the motivation of a person. So here, when I talk about the reliability concept of the motivation scale, I need to see this thing. The items which I have taken in this scale are internally consistent. If yes, up to what extent? I need to check that, right? So you can see here, again, I have drawn a diagram. From this, you can understand. Suppose your phenomena or your construct is motivation, which you want to measure. Usually in the research term, we can call it as a construct, right? People can also call it as a latent variable, right? So for measuring it, as you can see, we are having, this is reflecting the other total 10 items or 10 variables or 10 questions, dimensions. You can see here indicators, dimensions, items, questions. These are the various names, one in the same thing, right? So suppose I have taken 10 statements to measure the motivation of a person, right? Now, if I will check the internal consistency and if I'm finding the fair level of correlation value, I can say the motivation scale is consistent. Again, 0.56 something, if it is correlation value is coming, you can call it as your scale is internally consistent, right? It is very close to the true value. True value meaning what is the true value of the motivation for a person, whether it is a high, low, whatever it is. So that scale is almost very close to measure that true value of the motivation, right? So you can comment that thing when you talk about this internal consistency, right? Now, here comes the next slide, which is talking about how we can measure the internal consistency. So I think there is a very famous measurement you people have heard about, which is convex alpha, right? So convex alpha is a measure which is very popular nowadays. People are using this measure to measure the internal consistency of the scale. That means whether your scale is internally consistent, internally reliable or not, that you can check using the convex alpha, right? This particular convex alpha was given by Sir Lee Convex in the year 1951. He was the American psychologist. He has developed this particular measure to measure the reliability, right? Now, using this, as I told you, we can measure the extent, up to what extent the indicators or items or the questions are related to each other, right? Convex alpha measurement can be applied on the Likert scale questions also, can be applied on the continuous type of variables also, and can be used for the dichotomous scale variables also, right? So whether you are having the continuous scale or continuous variable, whether your variable is dichotomous, whether your statements are on the Likert scale, for all kind of things we can go and check the convex alpha value, right? Now, next comes the formula. Although there is no use to talk about the formulae, because we will use here the software to measure the Cronbach alpha value, right? But still we need to know this thing, that there are two concepts of reliability. First one is based on the variance, second one is based on the correlation, right? In case of variance, you can see clearly this is the formula which can be used, and softwares are also based on such kind of formulae, right? Similarly, for the correlation concept, this will be the formula. Usually in SPSS, we are talking about the second method, which is based on the correlation. That means that Cronbach alpha is based on the correlation method, right? So that means at the back end of the development of that software, this particular formula was used to develop the concept of Cronbach alpha there, right? Or the how you will get the value of Cronbach alpha will be decided by this particular formula. Now coming to the interpretation part, which is very imperative to understand. You can see here, I'll read the table from the bottom, right? You can see when the alpha value, that is convex alpha, is less than 0.5, your reliability is unacceptable, means the scale is or the scale reliability is unacceptable. Between 0.5 to 0.6 is known as the poor reliability. 0.6 to 0.7, generally it is questionable reliability, but still some of the researchers says that we can accept the reliability of the scale, right? 0.7, 0.8 without a doubt acceptable reliability. 0.8, 0.9 is a good reliability, but below greater than 0.9 is the excellent reliability. But this is again a problem area. Your reliability is greater than 0.9. There is a alarming situation. You need to understand this, which is known as the multicollinearity. Multicollinearity is what concept? It is a concept which is indicating that your variables are very highly correlated. Value of correlation is almost greater than 0.9. Meaning is that because Cronbach alpha is, as I said, it is based on the correlation method also. And SPSS is providing you the Cronbach alpha value based on the correlation concept, right? So that is why I said that means your items are very highly correlated. The value of alpha is greater than 0.9, which is indicating items are almost identical. That means your respondents are unable to distinguish between the items which you are asking to them. They are treating all the items almost similar, right? So that is why if Cronbach alpha comes greater than 0.9, you need to always check on your statements which you are asking from the respondents, right? Or maybe you can meet and can make clear about the doubts whatever are having in their minds, right? So that you can get the true responses of them, or you can meet to the expert of the field and you can show your scale or your questionnaire to them, and that way you can get their feedbacks. Is it clear? Can I go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now coming to how to check Cronbach alpha, or how to get the Cronbach alpha in SPSS. So I think I'm not reading all this. This is what we will see there only. This is repetition. Now coming to the next concept. how to improve convex alpha. If suppose your convex alpha is coming poor, and it is very tough to collect data again and again. I think everyone knows it is a very hard task to collect the data, right? Field data collection is tough for us, and if we are not, our statistics is not supporting our data, so we are having few what I can say treatments which can help us to improve the value. Not 100% every time, but maybe it can help you to improve your convex alpha value. So we will read. The first is the yellow circle I am reading. That is removing ambiguous and the redundant items. That means this is a manual process. You need to read your items very carefully. You need to see this thing. There should not any ambiguity in the statement. The statement should be very clearly stated. It should not give you, or it should not give the respondents any other clue, right? So ambiguity should not be there. It should be clearly worded. Only one meaning can be drawn by everyone of the readers, right? They should only get one meaning of the statement. There should be no dual meaning of the statement. That is ambiguity, right? Redundancy meaning is that it is not like first statement, whatever you're asking, in the 10th statement also you're putting the similar kind of thing. So that way, ambiguity and the redundancy repetitions you need to check on, right? So this is the first way of checking, and this is quite obvious if this is the process. So this will be beforehand you need to do, means before collecting the data you need to do this thing, right? Second is the diagnose missing value. So this is after data collection. So suppose you have collected the data. After collection of the data, you need to check for every of the items, for every of the variables, you need to check this thing. There should be no missing values. If there are multiple missing values in a single question or in a single variable, in that case, it is like you can drop that item from your history. Might be possible person is not much comfortable with the statement you are asking. So maybe he or she is not revealing his opinion. In that case, you are not getting any responses. It will be becoming the missing value for us. So that is why you can drop such kind of items or statements or the questions or variables from your scale, right? Third is very important. This is you can do using your convex alpha output, right? So that says you need to diagnose the item total correlation. Item total correlation is one of the output when you will perform the uh, convex alpha processes. Means when you are interested to get the reliability checking. In reliability checking, in the output you will get one of the columns as item total correlation. So that you need to check on, and then you need to understand what are the accepted value of the item total correlation. Usually negative values of item total correlation are not accepted. So if any value is negative, or for any particular item you are getting the negative item total correlation, that item you can delete from your history. This is the first check. If suppose all the item total correlations are positive, right? So generally 0.2 or 0.3 is acceptable. Means if in the worst case I say you can go with the 0.2. If item total correlation for any item is coming as 0.2 and above it, it is fine. But if it is less than 0.2, again you can take a call to drop that item. It can help you to improve your convex alpha. So you have understood what are the various ways which can help you to improve the reliability of your script, right? 3 ways I've told you. You need to check you need to read your questionnaire, right? Again and again to check the redundancy and the ambiguity in the statements. You need to check after collection, data collection, you need to check if multiple missing values are available in any of the variable of item. You can drop that item to improve your convex alpha, or else you can go for checking the item total correlation figures or values for all your items. Negative item total correlations are not accepted. If for any items you are getting that, you can drop them. Afterwards, if it is 0.2 and above, you can accept, right? So this way you can improve the convex alpha value. Next slide is talking about the normality. But after discussion or after making discussion on the reliability concept, I think I will go for the testing or checking that how we can check the reliability, and then we will come back and understand the concept of normality, and then we will check the normality as well. So I hope I'm clear to everyone till here. Any doubts?
Ma'am, clear.
Fine. If it is clear, I'm expecting you to open a sheet given by me in the WhatsApp group named as customer satisfaction towards restaurants. Please open the file. Once you are ready, please tell me. Yeah.
Hello, ma'am. Which file are we supposed to open?
Customer satisfaction towards restaurants.
Ma'am, sorry, but where can we find that file?
WhatsApp group. WhatsApp I have already shared. I hope you people have got it. Yes. Shall I go ahead?
We didn't get it, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I can't find on the group.
Ma'am, file is not showing.
How it is possible? Just a minute, let me check.
And how to download SPSS file?
Okay, I think Yogra sir need to share. I think I was not getting the group name. So I have given to the Yogra sir. Yogra sir, are you there? Have you shared the files? Yogra sir?
Ma'am,
Sir has
he shared now
I
only.
was- No, I think he has written shared.
No, now only he shared.
Okay, fine, no issues. You please download. I'm waiting. No issues. Actually, I was not getting the name of the group, so I was searching. There were so many communication on my WhatsApp, so I have not seen the group. So I have given to the Yogra sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Participants have got it. I'm waiting. Once they are ready, we will start discussing the reliability.
हेलो
Yeah.
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम मैम मेरे को ग्रुप में नहीं मिला है फाइल व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप में
Are you there in a WhatsApp group, ma'am?
या इट्स एफडीपी ऑन 11 to 8 to 11 September in that group SPSS training process also mentioned in that group.
I think it is the recent group, ma'am. Probably it is FDP.
No, recent group it is shared now only, ma'am.
Yeah, recent group you need to join, ma'am.
FDP on 23 to 30. It is sent by mail.
Yeah, recent group you need to join, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, I'll check. Thank you.
Yeah. Shall I go ahead or do I need to wait?
Ma'am, go ahead, ma'am. We can't open it immediately.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. So I'll discuss or I'll start discussing now how to check reliability using SPSS. You can see there are total 31 statements. I hope it is visible. My variable view file is visible to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you can check here. There are total 31 statements listed here, which is related to the satisfaction of the customers for the restaurants, right? The labels are also given here, which can help you to understand what these statements were or related to what, right? Then values are also defined here. You can see 1 for the strongly disagree and 5 for the strongly agree. That means it is a 5-point Likert scale, right? I want to say this thing. This data is provided by me, but it is already used data in a research, right? So please do not use this data for your research. Only if you wish to explain to someone else, for that purpose you can use it. But for the research purpose, I am requesting you do not use this data, right? Otherwise, it will be the violation of the ethics of the research, right? Fine. Starting with the process, you need to go to the analyze tab first. So go to the analyze, then come to the scale, and it is reliability analysis. So I'm repeating for you. Go to the analyze menu, select scale, parallel to the next box, select the reliability analysis. It is done.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so click on this. A dialog box will appear. It is showing all your variables at the left side. Select all of them using Control A and shift those variables into the items box. Done. It is done.
Yes, ma'am.
After
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, after this you can see at the right side there is a button named as statistics. Click on this. A dialog box will appear. Here at the descriptive score section, there are three things: item, scale, and scale